In a small Brazilian town, a boy stood barefoot on dusty streets, clutching a ball made of rags. No grand stadium, no roaring crowd, just an open sky above and dreams as vast as the horizon. He wasn't just playing soccer, he was crafting a destiny, one that would change the world. This is the story of Pele, the boy who became the king of football. Pele's journey wasn't just about football. It was about breaking barriers, defying odds, and inspiring millions. His rise to greatness serves as a reminder that no dream is too big, no background too humble, and no obstacle unbeatable. This is the story of Pele, the boy who transformed the beautiful game. 1940. The world was a different place, and in the small town of Três Corações in Brazil, a legend was born. Edson Arantes do Nascimento, known to the world as Pele, entered the world in a humble family, with little more than the love of his family and an unbreakable spirit. His father, Dondinho, a former footballer whose career had been tragically cut short due to an injury, became Pele's first mentor. Through his father's stories, Pele learned a valuable lesson. Even broken dreams could lay the foundation for greatness. But football wasn't a luxury in their neighborhood. The family struggled and resources were scarce. Yet, Pele had a heart full of ambition and determination. Even though his first ball wasn't made of leather, it was a sock stuffed with old newspapers. Fashioned into a crude shape, but for Pele, it was perfect. Barefoot and surrounded by his friends in the streets of Três Corações, he played with a fire and skill that belied his age. It wasn't just a game, it was the beginning of a journey. Imagine the scene. A child with no shoes, no fancy gear, just the burning passion in his heart. He didn't have the support that today's young stars have, the academies, the coaches, the money. But he had something far more valuable. A dream that could light up the world. How many children around the globe share the same humble beginnings, a dream that could light up the world? Playing with makeshift balls, dreaming of greatness? Pele's journey shows us that the most important thing isn't where you start, it's where you're willing to go. At the tender age of 10, Pele made a promise to his father that would shape his future. "I will win the World Cup for Brazil," he declared. This wasn't just a promise from a young boy, it was a pledge to change the course of history. The year was 1950, and Brazil had suffered a crushing defeat in the World Cup, losing to Uruguay in a match that would come to be known as the Maracanazo. The nation was still healing from that blow, but Pele's resolve was unwavering. He didn't just dream of playing for Brazil, he dreamed of winning the ultimate prize, the World Cup. What does it feel like to carry the weight of a nation's hopes on your shoulders? At just 10 years old, Pele understood what it meant to be the bearer of a nation's pride. That promise to his father was more than a goal. It was a commitment that would drive him through years of challenges and sacrifices. This moment, this promise, is something that millions of people worldwide can relate to. A childhood dream of greatness, something bigger than oneself. It wasn't long before Pele's extraordinary talent began to catch the eye of those who would shape his future. One of these men was Waldemar de Brito, a former footballer turned coach who recognized Pele's potential immediately. "This boy," Brito declared after seeing Pele's incredible skills on the field, "will be the greatest player the world has ever seen." At just 15 years old, Pele joined Santos FC, a team that would become his stepping stone to global recognition. It didn't take long for Pele to light up Brazilian football. By 16, he was the league's top scorer, astonishing everyone with his natural flair, incredible footwork, and ability to find the back of the net. His performances earned him a call-up to the Brazilian national team, a significant milestone for any player, let alone a teenager. Pele was ready to showcase his skills on the world stage. At just 17 years old, Pele's moment arrived. The 1958 FIFA World Cup in Sweden was a chance for him to shine, but it didn't start off as one might imagine. Pele had been sidelined by an injury, which meant he would have to watch from the bench at the beginning of the tournament, but fate had other plans. In the quarterfinals, Brazil faced Wales. The match had reached a tense 0-0 draw, and Brazil needed something special to break the deadlock. Enter Pele. When the ball met his foot, it was as if the world had stopped for a moment. With a flawless strike, Pele announced his arrival on the global stage. The goal wasn't just a piece of footballing magic. It was the moment when Pele became more than just a name. He became a symbol of hope, talent, and the future of Brazilian football. Can you imagine the tension in that moment? A young boy sitting on the sidelines watching as Brazil struggled in a tight match. Then Pele steps up and with a single move transforms the game. That goal was more than just a beautiful strike. It was the birth of a legend. It left the world in awe. How could a 17-year-old have such poise and skill on such a grand stage? But that was just the beginning. In the semifinals, Pele scored a breathtaking hat-trick against France. A performance that would go down in World Cup history as one of the most memorable. And then came the final, a game that would forever change the trajectory of Pele's career and Brazil's football legacy. In the final against Sweden, Pele cemented his place in history. At just 17 years old, he scored 2 goals that would make him an eternal legend. The first was a mesmerizing flick over a Swedish defender, followed by a powerful volley into the net. The second was a header, a goal that showcased his impeccable timing and athleticism. Pele's brilliance helped Brazil secure their first ever World Cup victory. The boy who had once played with a sock ball on the streets of Três Corações was now a global sensation. Pele wasn't just a footballer, he was a symbol of Brazil's rising prominence on the world stage. Pele wasn't done. The 1958 World Cup victory was just the start of what would become a legendary career. Over the next 2 decades, Pele dominated football like no one else before him. In 1962, he led Brazil to their second World Cup win, scoring vital goals and solidifying his position as one of the greatest players in the history of the sport. But it was the 1970 World Cup that would see Pele reach the peak of his powers. The tournament is widely regarded as the greatest in football history, with Pele playing at the heart of a team that is still considered by many to be the best ever assembled. In the final against Italy, Pele scored one of the most iconic goals in World Cup history, a towering header that sealed Brazil's 3rd World Cup title and further etched his name into the annals of footballing greatness. But Pele's influence wasn't confined to the football field. He became an ambassador for peace, using the universal language of football to bridge divides and inspire hope. He met with world leaders, advocated for social causes, and used his platform to make the world a better place. Pele's reach went far beyond the game itself. He became a global icon, a symbol of inspiration, and a beacon of hope for millions around the world. In 1999, Pele was named the Athlete of the Century by the International Olympic Committee. This recognition wasn't just for his prowess on the field. It was for his role in transcending sport and becoming a force for good in the world. Pele had done more than just redefine football. He had redefined what it meant to be a global ambassador and a true champion. Pele's journey from the dusty streets of Três Corações to the heights of world football is a testament to the power of dreams, resilience, and passion. His story proves that greatness isn't born out of riches or privilege. It's forged through struggle, determination, and an unwavering belief in oneself. Pele didn't just rise above the odds. He soared, leaving a legacy that will inspire generations to come. Even today, Pele's name evokes a sense of reverence in the world of football. His influence is still felt across the globe, and his legacy continues to shape the game for future generations. Pele didn't just play football, he redefined it, making the world fall in love with the beautiful game. Today, we honor Pele, a legend who inspired millions and proved that passion and dreams make anything possible. Pele's story is a timeless beacon of hope, inspiring all who dare to dream. Pele, the king of football. Hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications, and join the Football Titans family. Let's kick off this journey together. Subscribe now and become a true football titan.